check, check. Speaker. Can you hear me? Check, check, check. That's good, Kelly. Check, 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 check.
Well, I'm known as the grumpy vlogger. I'll gripe and complain longer. Please do me the adieu and kindly view me on YouTube.
My fellow Americans, I am Lloyd Mendenhall, the Grumpy Vlogger. I am running for President of the United States of America in the 2020 election. I will be running on the Indem Republican ticket. I, along with my running mate, James Boyd from Above and Beyond Drones, would like your support. We stand for nothing, and we won't stand for anything. Remember, bite me. Vote for me, and I will set you free. Paid for by the Grumpy Vlogger Campaign Committee. And I approve this message. Thank you. Okay, it looks like we're live. Let me just get right on to it. So it brought me right in, and let's just bring in my co-host right here. And there we go. How you doing, Mel?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Kelly is sitting in the green room right now, and I assume he can hear me. If he can, I hope he nods his head. Oh, he may not be able to hear it that way. Hopefully he can hear me now. If he's sitting in if Kelly can hear me, he should nod his head because I can see him on camera. All right, okay. Mel, check to make sure Kelly can hear you too.
Hello, Kelly. Good evening, sir.
Okay, you're not in the shot yet, Kelly. Could you hear Mel? You're still in the green room, and for some reason you're muted. Oh, I know why. I muted you while I was, let's see, from Zoom. There we go. All right.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I had you. Yeah.
Hey.
I'll bring you in here in just a second. I just wanted to double check, guys. We've got Kelly from Ready Set Drone, and you could hear Mel, right?
Correct. Yes.
Good. I did something right today.
Yeah. It's all coming up. All coming up, Lloyd.
Oh, well, I hope so. So, anyways, I'll be with you in a minute, Kelly.
Sounds good.
All right. I just had to make sure everything was working. So, all right.
Cool.
Okay, Mel, what's going on with you? Anything exciting today?
Oh, lots of excitement today. I saw 4 airplane crashes all in one day.
4 airplane crashes in one day. Wow, that's
Yep.
yeah.
2 of them happened all at once.
Really. And
Yeah.
where were these said airplane crashes?
Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Fort Smith, Arkansas. Were they
Yep.
full-size planes? Maybe I should ask that, or were they occupied by living pilots?
They were not occupied by living beings, I don't think.
Okay, you don't. Maybe the leprechauns.
You know, test
little-
rabbits or test mice, maybe. I don't know.
The little people. Yeah. Okay. So you went flying today, I take it, at a field or
I
something?
went flying today at Fort Smith Flight Masters AMA RC field.
Okay.
I got an invitation to go over there. Today every Labor Day they do a event, and there's a registration fee to fly, and they have raffles and things you can participate in, and they raise money for a charity. This year's charity was one of our favorites. Boom. The disabled veterans.
Disabled veterans. Oh, excellent, excellent.
Wounded
Always
Warrior.
like that.
Wounded Warrior Project.
Okay, that's an excellent.
I don't know why
excellent-
those words wouldn't come in my brain just now.
Maybe. I've got
But,
an
you know.
excuse. I'm tired. If any of you, which Matthew
That's-
Potter's in
yeah,
here, some
but-
of you saw me.
But the
working
reason
hard
you're
today.
tired is the reason you're tired is, never mind.
Yeah, I was a trader. I did a show with. I wasn't a trader doing a show with Greg, but I was a trader because I was using Wirecrash, and or Wirecrash.
And every time you use that, and then
Yeah.
you open up B-Mix, it's acting funny. It's trying to get even with you.
Well, actually, that happens regardless. It's always happened where I've had to reset the sound on that. But anyway, Matthew Potter's in here giving me a hard time, and he did earlier today, justifiably deserved. Okay, let's just move on with what we're here about. I want to go ahead and bring in Kelly from Ready Set Drones. Let me bring him in. Let me get his mic live. All right.
And while you're bringing that in, I'm going to say hello to everybody in chat.
Yes.
Jim Hightower, Help at Home, Chris Hope, Jody, Drone Shots, Peter Carroll, Rick Halber, Kelly, of course, from Ready Set Drone. Everybody's here. A lot of guys are here that are here every week. Brent Nunley. And I don't see anybody that's not here every week except for Matthew Potter. He's here. And he's not normally here, so
No. He's,
welcome, Matthew.
trying to- yeah.
Of course,
Oh,
the troublemakers here.
Yeah.
The bunny ears.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome, Kelly. How
Hello,
are you
Kelly.
doing?
Hey.
Kelly Shores,
Hey,
ladies
it's
and
good to
gentlemen.
see
Ready,
you
set,
guys.
go.
It's been too long.
And look, we're both wearing our shirts.
Yes.
Mel, Mel and Lloyd,
Just for you.
I couldn't think of a better way to spend my Labor Day than hanging out with you guys. Yes, you got the flight crew shirts. That's awesome. I hope I got the right size.
Yes, you did.
Yep.
Mine fits
Everything's good.
fine. I said my mic
Excellent.
level is low. Can you guys hear me now?
Art and Kiwi are here.
Right.
Yeah, you
I
sound
don't
great.
think your level was too low.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it goes out if I don't put this right in front of my mouth, or well, there's part of the problem.
You sound like one of those late night DJs that does the overnights.
Yeah, it does, like listening to the smooth sounds coming right
Yes. Muskogee, Oklahoma, USA.
Right. Yeah.
How is it up in Muskogee right now?
Actually, it's pretty nice. We're actually got almost fall-like weather. It's just it's
What?
Yeah. It was
We
a little
had
warm
97
today, but
here in Texas today.
no, I think we were. Let me check.
Yeah, it was 95 over here.
It may have
it
been.
was
Well, I haven't
95
been
over
out
here.
today. What do I know?
I'm
It's
ready.
air
I'm ready
conditioned.
for summer to be over. We had our first college football game this past Saturday, and it did not feel like football weather quite yet.
Yeah, it's currently 86 degrees.
Nice.
Yeah. It's good weather. Good weather. So
And
I'm
as
feeling
far
87.
as far as your flying today, Mel, you kind of threw me a little bit there with seeing 4 planes crash. I have to say real quick, for everyone who has not seen Mel fly a fixed wing RC plane, he's actually a pretty damn good pilot. I had this broken piece of junk that had been sent to me from China to review, and I could never get it to fly. And I think what was it, like the motors were sketchy, and there was lots of problems with it.
The
And Mel
motors
just
were
put it up
sketchy.
in the air.
The props were split. The props
Oh, that's
were
right. The props
split
were broken.
and missing out of them. Yep.
Yep. Mel put it up
And,
in the air, and I thought for sure he was going to kill somebody, but he didn't. He kept it in the air for a good 5-10 minutes, and then finally put it out of its misery.
It did really well till I hit the wrong button on the controller and put it in acro mode, and then it was like straight to the ground.
Yep. Well,
And
it
then
needed to
Jerry,
go.
I broke a wire loose on a motor, and Jerry breaks out this battery-powered soldering iron and puts the thing
That's
back
right.
together, and we blew it again. Yeah,
That's right. I've got
Yeah,
pictures of that, actually.
craziest thing.
that's coming
And-
prepared.
That's all what happens when you attend Spinup, right? I mean, that's part of the fun is hanging out and flying.
Yeah, that's
You just
And-
never know what's going to happen, and that was actually on day 2 over at the lake.
right. Yeah, I got lots of pictures from it, and
Yep.
that everybody sent to me, and I wished I could be there this year, but again, my wife's health just isn't what. She's not in the condition to drive that
And
many miles.
Kelly's-
But yeah, Kelly's freezing up just a little bit. I don't know why.
Uh-oh.
So are
Let me
you.
see if I can drop my bandwidth a little bit or something. Is that something I can do here on Zoom?
I don't know if you can do that or not, to be honest with you.
Zoom is pretty cool. I have to say, I'm a big fan of this platform because it seems to just work, except for
Yeah.
these kind of things.
Yeah, and using
Yeah, I
it-
like things that work and don't crash all the time.
Yeah,
Right.
it did take a little bit of ingenuity to actually get it running in vMix, as a platform, because I had to hook up what was called virtual audio cables, and I was, it's one of those things, and I've said this before on this show. You watch the video, you know how you're using your software. I knew how Zoom worked. I knew how vMix worked. I didn't know how they worked together, so I watched the video. And I get halfway through, and I said, oh, I know what he's talking about, and I just move on. And then it wouldn't work, and I just shake my head. Finally, I decided to watch the last half of that video, and I was like, oh, you need to put a actual audio input inside your mixing board here on your software to make it work. Like, oh, God, and hit the right A button, B button. So, yeah, it's just, I got lazy, complacent. And did Kelly freeze up?
Well, they should have told you that.
Yeah, he's
Watch this video all the
he-
way to the end. They should have told you to watch. Am I frozen?
Now you're moving again.
Oh, what? I was going to say they should have told you to watch that video all the way to the end, right? Like
Yeah,
be sure to
yeah.
watch this all the way through.
All the way to the end,
Because
yeah, yeah.
I've done the same thing. I'll think I know what they're talking about. I'll make assumptions, and then next thing I know, they're like, "Oh, by the way, make sure you do this one thing," and I didn't do it.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
Okay. If I do that. Okay.
Well,
now
am
you're
I
running good.
am I moving again?
Yeah,
Back
you're
to-
moving again.
back
You're moving
to
again.
life?
Yeah. It just I keeps knowing every so often it'll show
good.
Kelly as going into the yellow and then into the red, and that's when you freeze up. So what I was thinking is if I could take this down to a smaller window.
Well,
But now you're red again.
yeah, I wonder if that's. I don't know. Well, I hope it's not my internet here. I know I've got a pretty good connection, but who knows what other bandwidth is being set up in my house right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I've got movies. I mean, I've got 300, or I got 400 down and I don't know 40,
wow.
40 up, and Mel, he's
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. Mel's got 3 and 3, 300 down, 300 up. Lucky dog.
Who's your provider? Both you guys.
I've got Suddenlink cable, and
Mel, who do you
And
use?
the one I'm using right now is I'm using AT&T fiber optic, so it's symmetrical. I'm getting about 380 down and 380 up.
And it never slows down. It's not like it drops out when more people in your neighborhood use it. It's dedicated. Yeah.
Nope.
That's what I want.
Nope.
It's funny. So funny story. The guy who Google Fiber was a big thing a few years ago, and the guy who actually ran Google Fiber in North America lived in my neighborhood. This was 3 or 4 years ago, but we never got Google Fiber here. And he moved, and then Google Fiber kind of fell off. But we have AT&T at my office, and it's great. It's what is it called? Uverse.
Yeah.
And
Right.
And I think we have 200 and 200 at the office, and that is plenty fast.
there we go. Yeah.
But I can't imagine 400 and 400. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Well, I've got-
300. Well, I can. Let me.
I did
see,
reduce
do
the
I
size
have
of
a-
your
I do
image, and it
have-
seems to have be working fine now. I don't know if I was trying
That
to suck
helped a
in
little
too
bit?
much. Yeah, I kind of reduced it so I'm not using so much. But so
Well,
yeah,
I would
so
be curious in the chat how many folks. I know a few people in the chat are coming to Spinup this year. I'm hoping we've got 62 registered. I had a few people pop in at the end of August because the price went up $25 in
right.
September. And I don't really do that to penalize people. I do that more to motivate them to buy tickets early.
Right.
It's because it's easier to plan the event when you kind of know what your audience is going to be. But I've already passed last year for paid tickets, so that's really good. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to see everybody. I can't wait to see the speakers. So I did get confirmed, and as a matter of fact, this will be the first time I've announced this, Lloyd, on your show. Is DJI is giving us a Mavic 2 Pro as well as a RoboMaster kit, and then a bunch of other smaller stuff. But the RoboMaster
man.
kit, I'm really excited about. That's that robotic car.
Yes.
I
That
want
is
that thing.
awesome. Yeah.
Well.
So-
You will be eligible to win it, Mel. So I do hope that I've got a few other small drones, and I've got a lot of ones that I've been saving from reviews that I haven't given away yet. But the RoboMaster, I think, is going to be kind of one of the neater, bigger prizes.
Oh yeah. There's going to be a lot of people wanting
Yeah,
that. So
that's cool.
yeah.
Have either of you played with
there
one?
you go.
No, I
Wow.
haven't.
Yeah, I see
No.
that 367. That's insane on the speed
it's just-
test.
Yeah, it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
But he had to move a state and a half away to get to that, So
Wait. So where are you? Where are you living now, Mel?
he's
I'm
currently
in
Fort Smith.
Arkansas right now.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that because you have a different. I noticed you have a different set in your background there, behind you.
Yeah, it's actually not even a set. It's just the walls with a blue and a white light and a flag hanging on it right in the
Oh,
corner here.
okay, that's the real thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the
Unlike
real
Very
thing.
nice.
mine,
I got a blue LED shining on the wall on that side, a great big studio light, and then I got the amber one on this side. And they
Nice.
are literally great big studio
Oh, wow.
lights. I mean,
Yeah, that's bright.
they're massive, you know.
Don't set your
Yeah.
beard on fire. That
It's
that would
LED,
that would
so it
certainly
doesn't get
that
hot.
would certainly get the ratings though, right? Right, Lloyd? If Mel set his beard on fire.
that would, that might help me. I think I'm like 8 away from hitting 700.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm creeping up a little at a time. I don't go to a lot of these sites where I can just jump up in mass amounts.
Yeah.
I'm doing sort of like Mel is, just plugging along. And he finally got his 1K, and
That's awesome. That's
and he
awesome.
got his first super chats last night. So
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's, who sent your first super chat? Who was that?
me.
Oh, you.
Lloyd, of
Nicely
course.
I was
done.
co-hosting his show, and he said, "What are you doing?"
Hey.
And I actually had to do it on my phone because I'm used to doing everything, through my phone app. So I was sitting there. So what are you doing? I said, "Oh, just carry on with the show." Huh? And then it popped up.
Well, Lloyd, I think you told me you have a son, right?
I have several. Yeah.
Several sons. So what do your grandkids think about all this?
Most of them just ignore me. They
Oh,
try to
really?
pretend. Yeah, they all try to pretend I don't exist.
They don't.
mean-
they don't know you're a YouTube superstar.
Oh,
I mean,
well, I don't know about
1,700 subscribers. Well,
My son, my oldest one, is a police officer.
okay.
And at the college down here, he's the chief of police down there. And he's invariably somebody come in and say, "Do you know Lloyd Mendenhall?" Yeah, that's my dad. Why? He says, "Why?" He says, "Well, we saw his name." And it says, "Is he the grumpy vlogger?" Yes. And apparently, all of his IT staff follows me.
That's
And
awesome.
he's just like, "Oh." So I've got campaign buttons to give away, and I'm going to
Yeah.
send several down to ones that follow. And I told them if they come into the show to make sure they shout out and remind me. Yeah, because I'm running for president,
Well,
Kelly.
I was gonna say, why don't you start with Bite Me? Yeah, why don't you start with Mayor of Muskogee?
Well, that's an idea, but I thought I'm not going to
Seems like
succeed
that
at
would
that.
be a pretty attainable. That would be an attainable goal.
Yeah, on this. Well, no, not really, because I'm not crooked enough. But that's.
Okay.
I'm too honest to be
Yeah.
the mayor of Muskogee.
You got all the casinos there and the speed traps and the
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. We got
Well, I
old
tell
money in
ya-
this town.
I drive my kids up to camp in Missouri every year, and we always stop at that Brahms. You know where I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Brahms.
out
off the
on
highway.
69 highway. Yeah.
Brahms
Yeah,
Cafeteria,
that's-
yeah.
That's our usual stop. We get a milkshake and
Right.
use the bathroom and then keep rolling.
Yeah, they just hit right straight north. Yeah.
But there's a lot of fancy casinos in that area, man. I'll tell you what, that whole area has.
Yeah, we've
some
got-
real- I mean, somebody told me one time, the nicer the casino, the more money they're taking from you, right?
pretty much. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because the one
Yeah.
out on Highway 69 is the Muskogee Creek Nation, and then we got one that's over on my side of town, a little bit east of me, and it's the Cherokee Nation. Now they've got the big money. Those are the tribe. That's
Yeah.
the tribe that has the big money, and
And
they
they have a lot of like stars that come in and perform, right? Different.
Oh, yeah,
different
yeah,
acts,
they've got,
musicians.
Yeah, the Osage and the Cherokees have the biggest draws, because they own a Hard Rock casino up in Tulsa. So
Okay.
so
Wow.
yeah, they've got they got money. And a
Well,
good
it's
portion of my
pretty-
grandkids are Cherokees, so at least they're getting a share in it.
It's a pretty place to fly, I'll tell you that, man. And so is Arkansas. So where Mel? What part of Arkansas are you in?
Fort Smith, I-40, right on the western border, just
With
south of
western
I-40.
border with
few miles.
Texas,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay.
Oklahoma.
Oh, you guys aren't too far apart. So
Yeah, the western
so
border with Arkansas and Texas would be Texarkana. That's 150 miles south of here.
is that area part of the Ozarks as well?
It's right on the edge of it.
It's right
yeah.
on the edge of it. Yeah.
Okay. You know, I got to spend a little time last year. My daughter has a friend who lives in Fayetteville, and we went through Fayetteville and spent a few days there. And it's a really pretty town. I have to say, I really liked Fayetteville.
That's just
Yeah.
north of here a little ways, yeah.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
country up there.
Fayetteville, Rogers.
Yeah, I
Yep.
have
all the
Bentonville.
Walmart,
Yeah.
Bentonville. Yep.
Right.
Have you ever been to the Crystal the Crystal place, the Walmart Art Museum?
No, I haven't.
Have you heard of it?
No,
You know what I'm
No.
talking about?
no.
It's called the Crystal something. I'll have to Google it here in a minute. Anyway, the Waltons, the Walton
Right,
Walmart
right.
family, put together this museum, and it's built on piers over a lake in this valley with trees all around. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. As a matter of fact, Mel, if you can bring your computer up, type in Walton Museum, Arkansas or something. Let's see if we can find a picture of it. I want to go fly there because it has this really crazy looking architecture, big glass walls. I wish I could. It's Crystal something. Are you?
Oh, is
finding
that
it?
that big cathedral that's out in the woods? Or am I
Well,
thinking
it's a
somewhere
museum.
else? Oh,
It's an art museum. And,
Oh,
and-
okay.
And they, the coolest thing about it is it's free. They don't charge you to go in. It's like they're trying to promote
Right,
culture and
right.
give back to the community. But yeah, we went there and spent a day. I'm not a big art guy, but I have to say they had some pretty cool installations where they did things that they had glued to the wall. Like they had this big hand that was made out of little tiny hands. And when you stood back from it, it just looked like this big 3D hand on the wall.
Right.
When you got close to it, you could see all the detail in it.
Oh, wow.
Are you finding it? Finding it there, Mel?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's it called? What am I getting wrong?
It's the Walton Art Center.org. I'll put a
Yeah,
link
but it's called
in
Crystal
chat.
something or another. Anyway, it's well worth the trip. If you're in Arkansas, I thought it was awesome. We got there pretty early, and by the time we left, it was there were cars lined up to come in because it's not a real big place, so
Right,
so you need
right.
to get there early. But I'd love to fly out there sometime, man. It was pretty, just one of the most pretty scenes as far as the countryside goes.
Well, next time you're through here, at least give me a shout and I'll meet you over at Brahms. We can fly over there in that area,
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I absolutely will. The big problem I run into most of the time is I got the whole family and we're on some sort of a deadline. But one of these days, what I want to do when we drive up there is take an extra day so I can stop and see some people because there's lots of people I need to see.
Yeah. I'm surely glad to see you and be
So-
able to fly with you. But okay,
Right
there it
there's
is.
a bunch of pictures of it.
Yeah, let me,
Yeah. That look. The
I
only
got
thing. The only thing I'd say, what does it say it's called? Because is it Crystal something? Do you see that?
Well, I'm seeing it's called the Walton
Or-
Art Center from what I'm seeing.
Let me see. I've got that over
what's
onto
picture
the.
right there. That
All I'm saying is, I was pretty impressed with it.
Uh-oh. What happened? Did I lose him? What happened with Kelly?
Am I still here?
Oh, yeah, you're there. There, you're back.
Crystal Bridges. Crystal
Crystal
Bridges
Bridges,
is what it's
okay.
called. Yeah, I just
Okay.
Googled it. Anyway, I would say if you get a chance, either of you guys, I guess especially you, if you're close to that, Mel, go check it out sometime. It's a neat experience. It's classy. It's art, man.
So, who all do you have coming to Spinup?
Who all do I have? Actually, Mel, I don't know if you can bring the website up on your end, but I've got
I can.
8 speakers, I think, so far. Let's see. Spinup.com. You have to type in drone Spinup because otherwise you get to some other company here. Yeah, I've actually got one person that I haven't put on the website yet, but Jason Schappert from Remote Pilot 101. If either of you guys took your Part 107, I don't know if you took his class, but he's amazing. I've got the drone DJ, Hi Kestelou. I've got Sean Oz speaking. I've got Scott Parazinski, who is with the Fluidity Tech, who is probably going to have to do a little demo of that thing because I know certain people didn't like it very much. That's the FT Aviator device. Hey, I used it and I liked it, but that's me.
Yeah.
Dre is she's actually a social media expert and is going to help people with basically how to build your channel. She's if you wanted to follow her, she's Time of Dre, mostly on Instagram, but she knows all these tips and tricks on that. She's here in Austin. Jace McCown, who is the test pilot for a company called Skyways that does autonomous drone stuff. Belinda Bentacourt Dow, who is a geospatial drone mapping person. And then I've got two others. One is a guy who is actually from Hawaii, who is a drone pilot and professional news photographer out in Hawaii, named Barry. I don't remember his last name. And then I'm actually talking with the Austin Fire Department. They have a whole drone department at the Austin Fire Department about having their main drone pilot come out.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that's my lineup so far. And I've got there's plenty of other YouTube folks who are coming. Ken Herron's going to make the trip down. Ed Ricker's coming down. As you saw, Sean Oz will be there. All these guys were there last year. I'm pretty sure that Brennan from Droner's going to be there. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Cool.
Hey, by the way, have you guys seen, just real quick, I don't know if you use Facebook much, but Facebook has a thing called Facebook Watch where you can actually watch shows. Brennan's show where he's on the show, it's called The Curse of Akakor. It is on. They have a new episode every Sunday, but you can watch them on demand on Facebook. But he's like their drone guy. They're in the Amazon searching for a lost city, and he's the guy that sends up the drone looking for it every time. It's kind of one of these Discovery Channel, adventure kind of shows.
Yeah,
but it's cool. He's got a lot of screen time during the show.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. Because, between this it's like today. I did Mel's show yesterday, co-hosting. I did Artco Drone Solution. Well, that's Art's place, which is the
yeah. I know Art.
Okay. Well, you wouldn't
Actually,
have
I
liked
think
his.
Art's coming to Spinup too.
Yeah, he's planning. He's trying to get there. Yeah, but his Sunday show is probably not your forte. It's political commentary. So.
Okay. you know Mr. Snowflake here, so.
Yeah.
All good.
But
all good.
Hey. He has some really neat guys on there. That guy's politically connected. I'm telling you what, he has
really?
some.
Okay.
Yeah, guest he had on yesterday was a guy from New Zealand, and his whole talk was just like blew me away. And
nice.
But I co-host
Is it on
that.
Demand? Can you watch it on demand?
You should be able to pick it up on YouTube. Just go to Art's
okay.
Place and look for it, and you'll have yesterday's episode. And
oh yeah, because that's a different channel than Artco Drone Solutions.
Right, it's a different channel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his other channel, and that's his political channel. But
right.
we have a lot of fun on there, and he has some really interesting guests. So, but
hey man, you got to open up your mind and learn something, right? That's what it's
absolutely,
all about.
absolutely. And of course, I co-host with Mel. And then today, I am just wore out because I did my attempt at trying to set up a complete, they call it a document on Wirecast. Here it's called a set, like a virtual set or a shot, a series of shots. And this is my set that all this that I've done here. And man, I'm behind.
Wait, so were you on with Oz by Drone?
Yeah, today. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I actually saw that pop up because I like to watch his Wirecast stuff.
Wirecast in the wild.
Interesting. You can do so much with it. I mean, I know, Mel, you call it wire crash, and I know it does have its problems, but if you use it well, it definitely it can do a lot of things.
I've got both. I have Wirecast and I'm using vMix.
Okay.
And at this point, my preference is still vMix.
Remix.
God,
Yeah, sure.
sorry, Mel. I almost said the wrong thing.
Hey, you
No.
ain't hurting my feelings none.
No.
All I know is vMix works and it
Yeah.
never crashes and it
Yeah.
doesn't make you pull your hair out. And I watch
free?
Ken Herron and I watch
Greg
vMix?
and it's just like
Is VMix free?
they have a free
no,
version.
they have a free version.
They
yeah.
have a
Oh,
free
okay.
version.
What
but
is it? What does it cost?
You may as well use StreamYards. If you want the full blown pro version, it's $1,200.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, because Wirecast is, I think, 6 or 7. It's not quite that.
They
much.
dropped it down to 7.
Well, you get what you pay for.
Well, they're not able to sell it right. They're not doing well at selling it at the moment because it's got a
I
lot
know-
They're
of.
not doing well at
Wirecast-
selling it because it's
I was going to say Wirecast
it's
is
doing a
coming
lot of
out with,
crashing. It's having a lot of
hardware.
problems.
They're
Yeah.
coming out with a hardware, like a dedicated box that is designed to run their system. Which
Yeah,
I'm
vMix has that.
kind
They
of
have that. Oh yeah,
in.
they have a complete portable studio. That
Remix has a box.
yep.
Okay.
They have a complete system.
Well,
They
what
even
do
have.
what are you running yours on right now, Mel or Lloyd?
I'm running on mine on a Dell. It's the Inspiron 15, and I'm using the Ryzen 7 chipset in it.
So not. I mean, it's a. How would you describe it? Like a really fast computer or kind of
Yeah,
moderate?
yeah,
Computer?
it's pretty fast. It's a gaming desktop. You know.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a desktop.
And that's mine. Mine's a powerhouse.
Yeah, Mel and I both
Eight
have
core,
pretty
3.7
Oh,
gigahertz with 32 gig of RAM. And
yeah.
Well, that might
So-
be part of my problem is that I run everything off my laptop, so maybe I
Yeah.
just need to.
Well, I've
upgrade.
ran Wirecast off
Doesn't-
my
doesn't-
laptop.
doesn't matter
matter.
that it's a laptop. What matters is the chipset, the speed, and how much RAM you have.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
But,
Yeah,
And
but
then
you can
internet connection
all those
helps.
get all those things in a desktop cheaper than you can in a laptop, right? You can get a really souped up desktop for, for the same price as an average type laptop, I think.
Yeah, I have an i7 chipset in my laptop, and I probably paid about, and it was older, but it's an older version, and it's about 3 years older than this desktop I've got, and I probably paid about $600 more for that laptop to have pretty much the same as I do on
Oh,
this,
sorry.
you know. So
Last Christmas, I bought a new laptop, and I got
I just brought up
the
the
top of the line gaming laptop that I could get at the time that was within my reach, and that happened to be at Walmart, and it's a smoking laptop, and it runs vMix just fine.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I was just
I was
checking the
running-
chat.
when I was
see
doing
who all's in it right now.
When I was in California, I was running all my
Got a
live streams
good
on my
crew.
laptop. Yeah, looks like we got
Yeah, might be time to upgrade.
23 people watching.
Yeah, let me do a shout
Yeah,
out to
just,
some of these
you know,
guys
I
while we're
mean-
here.
Wirecast is a great program. It does a lot of stuff. It just, a lot of times guys have trouble keeping it working, keeping it running.
Right,
And I don't know
right.
why it does what it does, but I've not had that problem with vMix, and Lloyd hasn't had that problem with vMix, and
And Kelly froze
Right.
again. Okay.
yeah.
Yep, Kelly's froze. And his thing shows that he's you're back for a second.
There he is.
I think what's going on. I actually opened up the. I've been opening up my.
It says your network bandwidth is low.
Yeah, I every time I open up the browser, I'm opening up Chrome to look and see what's going on the actual stream, that's when I have problems. So I just closed Chrome, and I think that fixed it.
Yeah. Okay.
Chrome takes up a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah, because you've gone. I'll see you go yellow, and usually when I see you froze, I click on there. There's a little icon down there just under your name, by where your name's in the corner, and it shows that it's it showed that it was red, and that's when you're usually frozen.
If you open it long enough, Kelly, to pop out chat, then you can close it, and you don't have to actually watch the YouTube feed, but you'll have the chat browser there.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll leave it. I'll leave it for the moment, and yeah. I usually have Philip here to help me with that stuff. he's my go-to guy.
Yeah.
So I just want to also real quick, if I could, Lloyd, I want to plug Friday. We're doing First Friday at 7 p.m. Central.
Okay.
And I've got quite a few giveaways. I'm going to be giving away several drones that night. So I hope people can tune in. And funny thing, Philip's mom's going to be in town, and she's going to come be on the show. I hope. I told him to bring her. So if you ever wondered who in the world could give birth to that guy, that's who we're gonna meet.
That's who you're gonna meet. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I will definitely be there.
Nice.
Yeah. But
as a matter of fact, I did send a note out on the private YouTube. You know how you can post pictures and postings.
Yeah. Right.
If there's anything you guys want me to show or talk about, I kind of wanted to give the flight crew, if anybody wants me to, like send me a picture or a video or anything, I'd be happy to play.
Okay.
Always looking for content.
All right. Yeah, that's a hard thing to do.
Lloyd. I could always play your Lloyd for president thing.
Did you like that?
yeah, that's pretty good.
It started as a joke, and here's, you kind of touched on a little bit about you talking about the FT Aviator. We had a lot of discussions going on between all the YouTubers, and I was at that point, I thought, I've heard so much of it, and Mel and I had talked about it, and it's just, I want to do something just for silliness. Yeah. And so I did a live show from my truck and announced I was running for president.
Nice.
And it just kind of snowballed. I've got, not only do I have these, I always do that. I have these, but I actually have a sign back here. I don't have it on my set right now because I was bringing you in today. But I actually have a sign that Jim Wallace made for me. Rick Halber paid for it, but Jim Wallace. And then I just ordered 2 dozen of these. Jim made these buttons just out of the kindness of his heart and sent them to me, and sent one to Mel and one over to Rick. And I ordered 2 dozen because I'm giving them away because people are, and I think Rick said he was ordering some. So
yeah, good. I've seen. It's always nice when he jumps in and prints signs and stuff for people. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm slow again. Oh,
yep, you just slowed down again.
Oh, you got me? Okay. Well, if like I said, if for some reason president doesn't work out, mayor of Muskogee, I really think that has a good ring to it, don't you think? Lloyd Mendenhall, mayor of
Muskogee. Yeah.
Good to meet you.
We as a city have a distinction that not too many do, other than having a song, Okie from Muskogee, by Merle Haggard named after
that can be that can actually. I was just thinking about that, Lloyd.
Oh, I know.
That can be your theme song.
Hang on just a second. Hey, Mel, I'm going to turn the show over to you two for just a second. And
okay.
Because I'm going to leave you guys here to talk. I'm just going to take me off the camera. And I'm just going to do some. Let's see.
Poof, he's gone.
Yep. That's it.
Oh,
I'll be back in a minute.
Like that. Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute.
So, but his theme song, Kelly, can be he's proud to be the mayor from Muskogee, like Okie from Muskogee.
Yeah. I love it. Well, that other song, it's by it's Red Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother, Gary P. Nunn. You know that one?
Yep.
He was
I know the song well. I know.
In Oklahoma. Yep. His wife's name is Betty Lou Thelma Liz. I love that song. And I think
Betty
at the very
Lou
end they shout
Thelma
out
Lou.
Muskogee, Oklahoma, USA. Every time I drive through
That's
it,
right. Yep.
lots to choose from.
Well, you know what? I'm really glad to see that you're getting so many people signing up for Spinup. That's really cool.
I'm excited.
And
Yeah,
I'm
and
I'm
I'm
I'm going to
excited
be
that
emailing you too
people are
tonight.
making
In fact,
the trip. Like you're coming all the way down to, it means a lot to me when people are traveling to come there.
yeah. I signed up like a couple days or the day you announced it, and
You did.
a
You
few
did. You
days
were like
after that,
you were
I
number
booked the
one or two.
hotel, and
Yep. So you're all
so
good there. What
um,
you said you're going to email me tonight? What are you emailing about?
yeah. Well, I'm not going to tell you on here, but I'll email you.
All right. All right. All right. Well, I'll look forward to
Yeah.
that. It's
And
it's it's
so
so
would
good too because I feel like the people who can make it down. Actually, this is an interesting thing. I've been thinking about whether I should live stream parts of it or not, and I've been going back and forth because I want people who come to the event to have the ability to be there, but I do think that live streaming it would actually create more buzz around it, and or for people who can't come to it could watch parts of it. What do you think, as someone who's coming? Do you think that would that
absolute.
positive or negative to
I
live
was
streaming?
I was prepared to live stream part of it last year.
So you think it's a good idea?
Sure,
Okay.
because
Okay.
um, but I think it's a good idea. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea. And I'll tell you what my brain really thinks when I send you an email tonight.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's something
And
I've been thinking about doing because I really want to open it up and allow people who can't be there to participate a little bit. The big thing, though, as you know, Mel, it's a different experience to be there in person than it is to watch it on video, right? It's like
well,
meeting
sure.
people in real and flying and hearing things live. I feel like it's
Yep.
a it it but I don't want anybody who comes to feel like if I live stream it, like they wish they hadn't come because they could have just watched the live stream. That's my only real hesitation is that sort of,
Yeah.
but I don't know
Exactly.
if people will. I don't know if that would be the case or not. Yeah, send me a note tonight and let me know what you think, because it's been
Yeah.
kind of going around in my brain. It wouldn't be hard to do, right? It would be pretty easy to set that up, have a camera in the back of the room, and just, probably stop and start a few times throughout the day, because I wouldn't, during breaks and stuff, there's nothing to really live stream. It would just be the presentations.
Right. Right. Uh, and that would be all you'd have to do. Uh-oh, he froze up again. Kelly, are you back yet?
I think it
Hello,
would be.
Kelly.
Uh,
Oh, I hear you. Interesting. Well, so Kelly's freezing up a little bit. Lloyd's still away, so what I'm going to do is try this and see if this works. There's no
Okay.
audio
All
yet,
right. I'm back.
but
What happened with Kelly?
oh yeah, the audio's not working. There we go. Is the audio working now?
Yep, I'm hearing it.
hey, I'm back, I think.
Yeah, you're back.
Welcome back, Kelly.
Okay, sorry
Okay.
about that. I don't know what's going on with that, but what are you showing there, Mel?
That's where I was at today. That happens to be a P-51 Mustang. Do you have any idea how hard it is to keep a camera on an airplane that's moving 120 mile an hour?
Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job there. What kind of camera were you using?
My Mavic 2 Zoom.
Oh, okay. So you were just hovering over on the side.
Now this right here was shot with the Osmo Pocket.
Wow. So that's not electric. That's gas powered. That's glow plugs.
There's a bunch of electric ones there though. A bunch of
Okay.
electric ones.
Let me get you
I was
centered here,
amazed at how many electric ones are.
There we go. Can you zoom me out a little bit? I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like my face looks huge.
Yeah, let me see here. Oh, what? Huh. No, I
And
can't. I can't.
This
Let
is.
me
Are
see.
you getting him adjusted?
Well, I'm trying. Something about a speaker view.
Here, I
But
could
it's
always
cutting off
do
the top
this.
of your head.
Now let me see if this will work
Oh,
here.
that went the other way. There we
There
go.
we go. That's a beautiful head. You don't want to cut that off.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure. All right, hang on a second. Let me do this. Okay, now let me zoom. There we go. All right.
Hey, look at that guy.
Yeah, let me.
So, little known fact about me. Wife cuts my hair, and she insisted that she gave me a haircut right before this. She said, "You're going on
Oh.
the air. You better get a haircut." So I just got a
Yeah,
haircut.
my wife didn't notice I hadn't shaved today, or I'd have had to shave.
Now, I didn't get the crash on video, but here's what's left of the two airplanes.
Ooh.
They had a
Oh,
midair.
what were they doing? Some aerobatics, or was it a total accident?
It was a total accident. One guy was
they-
coming in final approach, and these guys have the ability to make the airplane hover like a drone. Okay?
Yeah.
So the
3D.
guy coming in on
Yeah.
the guy coming in on final approach, he made his regular approach, and then he brought the nose way up, and he was just kind of bringing it in like that on the runway. And another guy had an engine failure, and he was doing an emergency landing dead stick downwind, and did not announce that he was doing an emergency landing dead stick. And so there you go. You had one coming in upwind the way he's supposed to, and one coming in emergency downwind, and nobody told each other.
And you saw it? You saw him collide?
I saw it happen. In fact, it was right at lunchtime. There was a couple of guys still flying, and we were standing over under one of the huts eating pizza. And I yelled, I said, "Hey, everybody, look here, look out!" And
Oh, geez.
about that time, they collided, and their wingspans were 6 foot each. I mean, they were
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
airplanes.
Yeah. You could tell by the picture. Wow. That must have been.
Yeah.
What was how were the pilots? Were they pretty devastated, or took it in stride?
I think both. I think initially they were probably the guy that got ran into, the guy that was in the right spot. I think he might have been probably, had a little animosity in him right away. But when he found out that the other guy was doing an emergency landing dead stick and had very little control of where he could go and what he could do,
Yeah.
I think they patched it up. But they both packed up all their stuff and left too. So,
Yeah.
and they both had other airplanes there to fly.
Yeah. Well, they weren't happy campers at that point, I'm sure.
Right.
No,
That's awful.
no.
Let me do a little shout out.
And
to
these guys are
everybody.
serious. I mean, these guys are pulling, 8, 10, 12-foot enclosed trailers with generators and fans and stuff,
Yeah.
storing their airplanes in them. It's
No,
crazy.
sure.
Okay, let me do a little shout out because there's been a few people coming. I want to thank Chris Hope, who has been posting the links. Place it here. I hope he got the cup. I know he did. And if he didn't, he'll get it tomorrow. And Bob Casey, Mark Rogers, Mike Kelly. Let's see who else. Help at Home, Jim Hightower. Always good to see you here.
What's up, Tater?
And you can't forget Tater. And Mad Kiwi, how you doing? And let's see, who else have I missed? Artco, there's Artco's in there. And Brand Aerial Solutions.
What happened?
Do what?
Jim Wallace, Steve Carpenter?
Yeah.
I was just wondering I just started thinking out loud. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought I missed it. Well, Jim Wallace just came in, and something about somebody said that Steve Carpenter couldn't make it because he's probably working or got another meeting. So, let's see.
Well, Steve Carpenter's in chat.
Oh, is he? Well, that shows how much I'm paying attention.
And so
I'm
is
enthralled with
Exploring
listening.
Ginger.
Exploring Ginger?
You're in
Okay.
trouble now because you're going to be exploring Ginger.
I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just not even going to comment. Rick Halber, good to see you in here.
Hey, will you, Rick?
Steve.
I chatted with Rick earlier. So I got Rick's shirt out to him late. I want to make sure he got his shirt, but I never saw if he did or not. I guess I'll just email him and find out.
And Exploring Ginger, hello and welcome to this crazy show of mine.
Well, so hey, Mel, that's a flight crew shirt, right?
It is.
You're wearing a flight crew.
Yeah.
So stand up a little bit. Let me
Yeah.
just see real quick. Yours looks greener than Lloyd's. They're the same.
They're
shirt.
the same. They're the same color.
Yeah,
well,
they are
actually,
the same color.
Well, and yours looks tan. Yours is Spinup. The
Mine's
problem.
a Spinup.
He's wearing last
The
year's
problem
Spinup
is
shirt.
Mine is my camera settings right at the moment, and I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hadn't redone my camera settings. I got to adjust some things. So.
Well, I mean, your skin tone looks right, but it's just funny because I was going for, as a matter of fact, I thought you would appreciate this, Mel, with your Air Force background. I was going for sort of a Air Force vibe with the green and the logo.
The
and
green khaki color.
Yeah, we
yep.
both appreciated that too. And yeah, mine is green. It's just, and I'm not normally quite this pasty. It's just
Okay.
I was doing
look
too many
great.
other. I was doing too many other. Now, actually, my skin is usually fairly red. It's closer to Mel's color there. And,
Yeah, I think I got a little red going on.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I got sunburned like 4 times this summer. I got to stay out of the sun. I even had to go to the doctor, to the dermatologist, and I had a growth on my head, like this little thing that was just kind of sticking up, and
Right.
it was benign, but he just took a little spray bottle and froze it off, which I've never had that happen before, but he just said, "Yeah, come here," bzz, 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 and then it just fell off. Like, wow, that's good. So anyway,
wow.
got to stay out of the sun. Oh, Lloyd, you're looking a little green now.
yeah. Yeah, if I just reset it and do
Yeah,
auto
oh,
white
goodness.
balance, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Yeah, you look
He's
a
playing
little
with it
sick,
now.
like you're like you've been riding in the back of the Flying Eagle Hilton or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. There's a little color to me, but yeah, getting that green in. If I'm not careful, it kind of. I think what
Yeah,
I
it's
need is
getting
add
better.
the blue. No. Yeah.
That's all right. I just thought maybe that one of you had got a different color shirt. I was
Nope,
like, wait a minute.
nope,
I
I'm
only
pretty sure.
made one color, so
Yeah.
there you go.
There we go. That's a little better.
Yeah, you
Except
look
now-
Do you have the old the spin-up shirts like what you're wearing, Kelly? Do you have those for sale somewhere?
Yeah.
Are they
You
on
need
your
one?
website or anything?
No,
No. There's
I'll
people
have 'em.
asking in chat where can they purchase these shirts?
Well,
Oh well.
Like Ken from Place It Here.
Well, if you want a
He
flight crew
probably
shirt,
won't
you got to
make
join the
spin-up,
flight
but he'd
crew.
probably been a yeah.
I'm not selling those. Those are just for flight crew. But the spin-up shirts, I've probably got about 20 of them in my garage. Tell them just to hit me, Kelly at ReadySetDrone.com, and I'll just have them pay a little bit in shipping. I won't charge very much for it, but I'm doing new ones this year, and same logo, but probably just a different color shirt.
oh dear Lord.
Okay.
I'll just go back to
So-
my pasty color.
And Exploring
look
Ginger's got a nice channel. I just subscribed to her.
Nice.
There we go. That's better.
Fairly new, 1.5 subscriber, 1.5K. So fairly new channel starting out. Looks pretty good. And
All right, you're breaking up.
No, you reached
Right.
the point of monetization.
yes,
Mel
yes,
has-
Kelly, I did.
I was able to monetize that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it a
breaking up,
1,000
Kelly. What was
subscriber?
Yeah, it's 1,000 and 4,000
Yeah.
hours.
What threshold? Okay, cool. Well, that's really good.
Yeah, you got to have
Um,
1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
I've
okay.
got 25,000
Oh,
watch hours and 691 subscribers. So
I think the
25,000 watch
watch
hours or
hours.
2,500?
yeah, 2,500. I said 25,000. God, I wish I had 25,000 watch hours. I thought about what I said. I said, no, 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 because I was thinking 2,500 minutes, and no, I looked at it. It was 2,500 hours.
Well, I've often
Yeah.
wondered if doing live streams helps with your watch hours because they tend to be longer format, like than a like 5 minute
Yeah,
video or a 10-minute video
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
It,
And most people
it absolutely
stick.
does.
yeah. And he's,
I got to think like
Yeah.
Ken Herron, every time he gets 300 viewers on one of his shows and it goes 2 hours, that's a ton of watch time he's getting.
that, if I
Yep.
heard something about it the other day, and I forgot who was talking about it, but for every person that watches, however long the show is, if it's an hour long show, you get that many hours. And yep, looks like you're there. You go.
Yeah, so if you got
I dropped
300
out
people
again.
watching and you run an hour, that's 300 hours of
300
watch time.
hours. If you run 2 hours, that's
Yeah.
600 hours.
Yep.
So
Yeah, yeah. No,
yeah,
I think that's one of the upsides of live streaming for sure.
yeah, definitely worth it. But I can't put that much time into it. It's all I can do. My weekends are pretty well taken care of now, because I'm doing Mel's and art show on Sundays, getting ready for this on Mondays. I help out
Yeah.
with Oz by Drone on Fridays, so it's
Yeah. No, I know it's a big time commitment for sure.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel the same thing. Anybody got any questions for me in the chat regarding Ready Set Drone or Spinup or anything? Let me see if there's any questions. Mel,
Yeah,
would
the
you
only
read
ones
off?
I've seen is where to get the t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hit me at Kelly at Ready Set Drone, and I'd be happy to, um, you know, I really don't try to make a lot of money on the t-shirts. I just want to cover the cost. So if
Right.
somebody
Yeah.
wants to get
That's
them, then
the email you want to use, Kelly at readysetdrone.com.
yes, please.
Okay.
That would be
Yeah.
ideal.
Uh, so I was going to ask you. So how did you like the Aviator? I mean, I want your take on it.
Oh, so okay. I will say there's some clunkiness to it, right? Having to hold it or put it on a tripod. But the actual physical motion of flying with a stick, I thought was pretty cool. Like
Right.
I don't think it is as fluid as they claim it is. But at the flip side, I also think it probably works better. It worked better for me on the Mavic than it did on Ken's Phantom. I never tried it on a Phantom.
Right.
I think that might have been part of the issue was the actual drone. Not that his Phantom was having problems, but I don't know. The Mavic is just especially the Mavic 2 is just
Right.
such a smooth flying drone that
Yeah.
I'm wondering if part of my experience was different. So my bottom line on it is I do think it needs some work. I do think it's probably overpriced for what because I
Right.
think they're asking $300 or $400 for it, right?
Close to 5, I think.
Okay, but
Yeah,
but
350, I think.
if you were somebody with a disability or you
Hold on, Kelly. You're breaking up.
disabilities you can have full control. Yeah. Oh, I was saying if you had some sort of disability, you have full control with one hand. Oh, did
Right.
you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
but-
thought
So-
now
it's got too many links in the chain to break, though, Kelly.
What do you mean by that?
where you're having to
Too
go
many-
through their
too
their
many
control.
mechanical
You have to
parts?
you have to go through. It should have a direct link
Oh.
straight up to the drone
Yes.
instead of having to link into your regular controller first.
Correct.
And that's just one more thing that
Totally
for
agree.
failure, And having
Well,
been
and that was one thing. I was going to say if you broke your controller or lost your controller and you were replacing it and you could replace it with that and it would work by itself, then that would be one thing.
Oh,
But
yeah,
to
yeah.
have your controller to work with
Right.
it, that's where it's a problem to me. Is
Right.
it's dependent on the controller that you already have.
Yeah.
Why spend the money on a new controller if you can't replace it?
Right. Yeah, and I'm looking for
Right.
and having been in a wheelchair and only had the use of one hand. I mean, I know how a joystick works. I have one sitting over here that's for my flight sim days, and it's got a wide base. Okay, the idea of it being for a handicap is for people who are probably going to be in a chair and they'll have some sort of table attachment to their chair and they can sit there and set it down in front of them. I got to move this out of my way so I can see if I'm looking at the camera right. There we go. So I can set it down in front of me, you know, on a table across from my wheelchair arms and set it that way. And if it had the wide enough base, it would hold itself down. I think that's perfect for that. But with that little narrow, and they're showing in their videos to hold it, that's defeating the purpose of it being handicapped, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
I'm not saying one way or the other whether I care about what anybody else thinks about it. This is just my observation from having been, you know, a triaplegic, you know, having lost the use of my legs and my arms. Well, I had the use of this hand, and knowing how I had to adapt, one of the things I discovered is like handicapped bathrooms. Well, they're a handicap to those who are handicapped.
Really?
I mean, yeah, they're usually never designed by somebody who's actually has to use it. They're designed by engineers that have never had to do it. The same with this controller. It was designed by engineers. I would like to see them bring somebody like Mike Roche or somebody on board as the design team, and let's set it up for something like that. That's where I think it would be really beneficial, you know.
Yeah.
And because, like I
Well, it
said,
doesn't seem like it would
But
be
that
too far off.
wasn't necessarily their target audience.
No,
wasn't
it wasn't their
targeted
target
toward
audience.
handicapped. It's just it's a joystick, but the way it's made, the switches inside of it are not joystick switches, potentiometers. You know, they're switches.
Well, I think
And
they were.
when you
I think they were
move-
designing it to be, you know, for people who are familiar with flight. You know, that it is intuitive to say push forward and tilt the
Right.
nose down, pull back
Yeah.
and put the nose up. You know,
Yeah.
all that stuff is really intuitive. So if you handed somebody, you know, this is kind of their spiel, but if you handed a fireman somebody who had never flown before, the joystick is more intuitive than a remote. We all grew
Right.
up flying remote planes, remote helicopters, you know, cars, etc. But if you haven't done that, you don't have that background. I feel like a joystick is more intuitive.
Yeah.
But it's the part of the problem is I think they're beta testing it on their audience right now. You know, they should have spent another 6 months.
DJI does that. DJI
Yeah,
does that
that's
too.
true.
But
Yeah.
you know,
So does
I happen to
every
have a Mavic Air that was a beta test unit.
Yeah.
True. True.
So I'm not going to knock fluidity for that.
No. No.
My only thing is that it shouldn't need a controller. It should be a controller. It should be a transmitter. Okay, especially when you can buy the DJI transmitter for $350, $400, right? A replacement. If yours breaks, you drop it on the ground and it breaks. You can buy a replacement for close to the same price you can buy this thing for.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you can buy the
what
smart
good does
controller
this thing really
for
do?
more. You know, and the smart controller's not only connected, but it's got the screen built in and so many other features. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
If this thing had
Yeah.
the joystick and the screen and, you know, all that shebang built in and cost $800, it might be worth it. Or maybe there's even a way to take your smart controller. I'm just thinking out loud here. I don't know, to add a joystick to it, but in a less clunky way. Because when I used it, I literally had my controller clipped to my belt, right? And I had a USB cable coming up from that. And that's just awkward. It's hard to fly that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that
Sure,
that
exactly.
precludes it
It's-
from being really. I mean, it's got a lot of potential. Like I said, I use a joystick that I have sitting over here because I still do flight simming, and it's got a separate throttle quadrant. You know, so you run your throttle up, put it where you want it, and that's where you get it up to flight speed. Well, it'd be the same thing. You could do the same thing, and if it's because a lot of guys when they're flying with all their different controllers and stuff, they end up using a stand anyways. You know,
Yeah. That's
and a
for a
fireman, if that's their target audience, well, they're going to be, you know, the the pilot would probably be using it on some sort of mounted system anyways. So because it'd either drop down out of the side of a fire truck while he's sitting there, the chief is doing his thing and whatever. There's a lot of design features they missed and and that's just from what I've seen, not from, because I don't have any experience with it, but I do know from my own experience of flight simming. And on the other side, if they're trying to work towards a handicap, I have that experience too. So
well, Lloyd, tell me about that. How long were you in a wheelchair, and how long were you able to not
I was
use
in a
your
wheelchair.
legs?
I was in a wheelchair for a solid 3.5 years. I have multiple sclerosis that some people know I have, some people don't. And I lost complete use of both legs and my left hand, and still have the atrophy from
I'll be right back.
Okay.
How did you do physical therapy, or how did you get back to where you are now?
When the movement started coming back, because I mean, what it is it's the the deadening of the nerves. The signals don't. What they figure is, or the closest the doctors could figure, is that my nerves rerouted some of themselves.
Wow.
And we're able to bypass this scarring, and which is what the sclerosis is. And
that's kind of a miracle. It
is. Oh, wow, I have no doubt it is, because I went from not being able to move. I went from not being able to move any of those three extremities. From one afternoon, I went from that to my big toe wiggling to being able to stand by that night.
Wow.
Now, it took me another 3 years to get out of that chair, and I still have to use forearm crutches at times, and I don't have feeling like outside of this arm here and my feet. Do
they think that would ever come back? Like
some of it has come back,
rerouting?
some of it has gone away.
Wow.
I'm on another turn again where it's starting to leave.
Well, I had no idea, Lloyd, and I appreciate you sharing that. And I think that does help you understand, at least what that, as you said, access to other restroom or facility or the ability for someone to be able to fly a drone who might not do otherwise. That's one of the things I love about control stuff. Very, very accessible to most people, right? It's something that almost anybody can do if they enjoy that sort of thing. They just have to be able to move a little. There's even adapters, I think, now with different things where you can use different body parts.
Right. Well, they're so much further ahead than what they used to be. This was, this happened to me in 1985, and it wasn't until about 91 till I was completely in the clear and not having to use a chair. But I raced remote control cars, RC-10s, that type, the tent scale cars. I raced them in a league with my son. Well, those things have a wheel and a trigger. Well, halfway through the season, I lost the use of the ability to hold it. So I learned to control my car with this and pull the trigger with that. And I could do it all one-handed. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
And I can still tie my shoes with one hand.
A little trick you learned, right?
Yeah. Well, Judy was real. She was real. The doctor says, whatever you do, keep his life normal. So I'd have an episode where I'd lose everything from the neck down, and after an hour or two, I'd get part of it back. And she'd let me limp along for a day or two, and then finally she says, I'm through taking care of you. You know how to do that. You're not that disabled. Get up off your butt and do it. And I did.
Yeah, well, you need that sometimes, for sure.
And, she was my caretaker in the early stages of our marriage. Now in the latter stages, I'm her caretaker because she has Parkinson's and,
that's kind of what marriage is all about, right? It's having each other's back. But it's amazing how the brain will adapt and, as you said, teach you how to do things with one hand that maybe you couldn't do before.
Yeah, it's I learned a lot because you know, I can button my buttons, I can button my breeches, I can, you know, and
All with one hand.
all with one hand. Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
And but yeah, it took. I was like that for a total of 6.5 years, and before it
Wow.
finally all
Well,
came back. And I have my days. There's times I have to, you know, use crutches, you know, forearm crutches. So I can
well, you have a
understand what these.
perspective that, yeah, I was going to say you have a perspective that most of us don't, you know, and I'm glad you're speaking out and kind of like, you know, saying, hey, I get it. I understand why people, you know, would want something where they could maybe
Oh yeah,
fly or you know, and that's the thing is flying a drone is for the most part, it's sort of a social or a hobby activity. It's not
right,
necessarily, you know, like the same thing as having to eat or, as you said, do your clothes up or, you know,
right,
day-to-day
right.
stuff. That's all stuff you have to learn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's I can see why. I mean, the joystick is a great idea, but I really think from that perspective, it definitely is going to have to. And I think Mike Roche, he started looking at the way they were doing it because he's, you know, he's a quadriplegic, and he started looking at that, and he said, "There's no way I can do that," you know.
Mm.
And he's currently living with that, so they're supposed to be working with him. I don't know if they are or not, but
Well, I do hope that, you know, at the end of the day, the technology catches up to allow people, you know, whatever their motion is, whether it's their
right,
hands or they can't use their hands, but some way for people to be able to enjoy that experience of flying, because that's
yeah,
what it's all about, right? Is that joy that you get from doing it. Every time, you know, it's funny. I've been flying RC since I was a kid, but flying drones for, I don't know, 6 years now or so. And every time I take off, I just get this smile on my face. You know, it's such a
oh
great
yeah,
feeling to.
yeah. I
And
love
I've
flying.
been doing more with the FPV goggles. I actually went out with Philip. He and I shot some video today. We went out to a park and I did some FPV flying, and man, it was just a blast until I crashed.
Until you crashed. Yeah,
Yeah. I
that's the
hit a
thing.
wall. I like literally a brick wall. There was we were standing under the shade of this wall and this awning, and I just wasn't paying attention. I came around the corner. I thought I was kind of doing these little hot dog moves where I'd go in really hot and
Right.
then 180 and go back,
Yeah,
but I didn't 180 in time. So
that'll happen. Yeah,
drone go boom.
yeah. Uh, I got this thing that I do on the show, and it's one of the things I started doing here a while back. And let me get my cheat sheet.
Uh-oh.
I have to have a cheat sheet now. And
Okay.
yeah, I'll just do it the easy way. I can just do it
I feel
this way.
like I'm about to be in the hot seat.
No, not really. No, no. But this is, I do a shout out of the week. And
Oh,
because you're our
nice.
guest, you are now, I'm going to make sure.
Hey,
There you go. And
thanks, man.
yeah, I wanted, you know, Interactive DNA built this for me, and
That's
it's
cool.
I can change it out. But I like to give a shout out to somebody each week. Just let them know, hey, I appreciate what you do for the community. I appreciate what you do for me, and what you do
Well,
for everybody. I mean, you know, I'm small potatoes. You're one of the bigger guys in the YouTube drone community, and you didn't have to take your holiday to come in here and BS with me, but I
I
appreciate it.
love it though. You
Yeah,
know, I'm sitting here grinning, and I will tell you, you know, it doesn't matter what size your channel is. That's the thing too that I love about this group is what good would my channel be without you? You know, like people like you who support it and watch it and allow me to come on. I mean, we all depend on each other, you know. And at
yeah,
the end of the
we
day,
do.
I feel like I'll tell you why I'm bigger. I just started sooner. That's really what it comes down to. I had this notion in 2014 is when I made my first video, and I had this notion that, hey, maybe I should I got this little nano. It was the first little nano quad that I'd seen before,
Right,
and
right.
I shot a video about it. I was like, I'm gonna put a video on YouTube about this thing and see how it does. And I don't know, man. I caught the bug. You know, you get the bug. You start making these videos. I don't know if it's like this for you guys, but anytime I post a video, like I can't wait to wake up the next morning and see how it did overnight. Like that just gives me joy.
Well, I put up 4 videos a week, not count my live stream, and so you know, being a vlogger, I get the I get the benefit of being a vlogger. I get to drive around in my truck and say what I want for 5-10 minutes, cut it down, post it up, and I get instantaneous reactions from people because, you know, and I know that The only problem I have is being able to respond to everybody, because when you're doing 4 videos a week, and 5 to 10 minute video, I try and keep them
A
about
lot.
6 minutes. Man, that's a lot of, and I've got some really good supportive people, and but yeah, I like to see. I always like, and Judy's always like, well, who watched today? How many views you got? How many you like? She keeps track of as much as I do. You know. At least he freezes with a smile on his face every time.
And so do you most times.
Most times.
I've been
yeah.
studying that every time
I
he
froze
freezes
again.
on my input. You freeze too.
Oh, do I? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's-
I've been watching the live feed and it doesn't seem to be freezing. So
Well, I was just looking, and my GPU memory is 30%. But the good thing is my CPU is only 12%, so that's one thing I like. Everything's running through my GPU, so,
Nice.
you know. But, yeah, like I said, this is what the second time I've had you on, and
Yeah.
you co-hosted for me, and then you actually co-hosted with Mel when he took over for my show on a Monday night when I accidentally tried to bump off my wife. It was an accident. I swear to
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
it was.
Okay.
She will not let me forget that either.
The good news is if you're doing YouTube, you got lots of witnesses, right? I know
Yeah,
exactly where you were between
Yeah.
7 p.m. and 8:30
Yeah,
p.m. on
yeah,
Monday night. 'Cause
yeah,
you were
yeah.
here.
Yeah,
I was
well,
live. I can tell
yeah,
you.
well, that was one of those unfortunate incidents. We got I got our, because I provided the pills. I got hers mixed with mine.
Oh,
I
geez.
Oh yeah, I was really happy because she takes some really great pain pills. I mean, we're talking top quality.
So you had hers and she had yours.
Yeah, and she has
Uh,
low blood pressure, and I take high blood pressure pills. I take 3 of
oh
them.
yeah.
Yeah, she
No, that,
crashed. Yeah, we just
you
about
really
lost
gotta
her.
you gotta get those things under the light and make sure you're looking at them
Well, it
close.
was the fact that I fixed her cup and then mine, and I've completely changed the way I hurt. She's already had hers. I haven't even started on mine, so that taught me a
Okay.
lesson, because it was pretty bad. And
Well,
but she won't. And it was the week before her 70th birthday, so she had to remind me that I owed her a birthday party. And my daughter-in-law says, "You're not just going to get her some card and just a simple party. You are going to buy her." So I went out and bought her a diamond. Okay,
nice. Hey, 70. That's a big one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a big one.
yeah. She was, but she almost didn't make it there thanks to me. But
Well,
she'll be
I,
around for
I'm
another.
I'm
She's
glad she
too
made it
mean.
through that,
Yeah,
and
she's
it sounds like that's not a mistake you'll make twice, right?
no, but definitely not. No, but I've always appreciated that whenever I asked you, you just say, "Yeah,"
Yeah,
and
yeah. No, I'm
I
very
always
very
enjoy
happy to,
having you on here. And
I appreciate you guys a lot. I mean, it really, like I said, it wouldn't be a community without the two of you and so many of the people that are watching tonight. I mean, I'll tell you one of my personal heroes is Chris Hope. I don't even know him
oh,
very well, but that guy, he always seems to be wherever goodness is happening, Chris Hope is there. That just seems to be the case.
I know
Yep,
Mel does, and I
yep,
do too.
yep.
He sent me a text this evening telling me to have a good show.
Yeah,
He either
yeah,
calls
yeah. He's
me
done
or
that for me
texts
too.
me. Yeah, and
Uh,
he's the guy putting up the links for us tonight. Putting up the links to everything that's
Yep.
going on here. So that's always
yeah.
appreciated.
No,
But
it's
And there
guys
was
like
a
you.
there was a question
Oh yeah.
earlier,
What was the
Kelly.
question?
There was a question: is what's your favorite drone? Your favorite go-to drone? That if you're going to go out and fly, the favorite one you grab?
I'm grabbing it right
Mavic
now.
2.
Mavic 2 Zoom. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat this
Yeah.
guy. If I'm flying, if I'm not flying FPV, if I'm flying FPV, I have a Walkera Rodeo 110. That's my little. It's a 110. What those numbers typically in FPV drones refer to the or centimeters across or millimeters
Right.
across here. So, but yeah, this is it. I mean, it's funny. I had it sitting here earlier. I was actually doing something to it. I was pulling some footage off, and I thought I was going to put it away, and I thought maybe I'll just leave it here in case I need it. So that's Mavic 2. I actually don't have a Mavic 2 Pro, but I can't even imagine what would be better than that. And everybody's talking about when are they coming out with something new. It might just be they can't come up with anything to match it or beat it. So
Well,
dang good.
you get to a point where you develop technology where I think it's going to take a major leap in technology before they're ready to bring out something really, because what can they do? Add a little nicer camera, maybe a little stronger motors, stronger battery life. They could solve that just by making better batteries and selling
like
you batteries.
Phones. It's like phones, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of like they've reached a point where they do so much, and so. Now what's yours, Mel? If you had your favorite, like if you could only have one drone, which one would you have?
Oh man, you're gonna nail me down.
The house
Probably
is
the
on fire.
Mavic 2 Zoom.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
and Lloyd, how
they're
about
both
you?
in the case sitting next to each other at all times, so easy to grab both of them, the Zoom and the Pro.
Mine is really simple. It's the Mavic Air, and then I'd have to grab my wife's Spark. Just if the house was on fire, 'cause she said, "You got your drone, but you didn't get mine." No.
Oh, yeah.
The Spark would go out first, and then I'd run back in to get mine. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I got a set of those Master Air Screw Spark props, and that's been making me fly my Spark a lot more. I got the green ones to go with my green Spark.
Oh yeah.
And
I saw
been
that
like,
video. Yeah, or saw something.
I
you talked about it.
rediscovered it. I'm like, hey man, this is.
Yeah.
I forgot how much fun this thing is to fly, and how small it is, and how quick it is.
I think I'm actually going to ask because my wife always tries to say, "Well, what do you want for your birthday?" I don't know, because it's coming up this month. So I think what I'm going to do is have her get me some of those Master Air screws for my Mavic Air.
Oh,
And,
yeah. Well,
because I think that would make it a lot more enjoyable.
I might be able to hook you up with some of those. So for some reason, Master Air Screw sends me a ton of props. And so they have sent me. I mean, I don't want to take away your wife's.
Oh no,
gift,
no,
but,
she'd be happy.
but let me take a look at colors I have, because I know I have the reds, and I'm keeping those because
Right.
I've got those on. I've got the red ones on my black Mavic Air, but I think they sent me. I think they might have sent me some black ones too. What color is
Okay.
your Mavic Air?
My Mavic Air, well,
What
it
color
wouldn't matter because I've got a wrap on it, and it's 1973 Chevy Vega orange.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Well, somebody was nice enough to send me.
But my Mavic Air is red.
Yes, I'm very familiar with yours, Mel. I know all about your Mavic Air. That's the old number one back there. I miss that guy sometimes, but I'm glad it ended up in good hands.
Yeah. Here's my Mavic Air.
Let's see the wrap.
Okay, let's see. I'll open it up all the way.
Oh, wow! It sort of looks like the
It's a copper color.
Autel.
Yeah,
Kind of looks like the Autel. Oh yeah, I like that graphic.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And I added those because when I was out shooting some of the video of the floods, I had birds that were kind of chasing. And so I thought,
Do those really make a difference? Do
I
the eyes
doubt
make-
it,
really make a
but they
difference?
make me feel better.
They look cool. They
But,
look cool.
A gentleman from Canada, I won a contest these have it on the legs, on the batteries, on the buttons. I mean, that is a nice wrap,
Was it
And,
pretty easy to put on?
No, not for me. It wasn't.
Little work.
Yeah, but it is. I mean, it's just a really nice tight wrap, and I got it off just a little bit there, but for what it is, they even did the back legs here.
Yeah, I could totally see a '68 Dodge Charger with that same color
Yeah,
on it.
yeah. I had a Chevy
Mustang.
Vega. I had a Chevy Vega, the same color, piece of
Nice.
crap car. Broke down on me in the middle of the desert.
Oh, that's not a good place.
Yeah, right outside of Four Corners in New Mexico,
Oh, yeah.
or in Arizona. coming into Arizona, just going up into Colorado. And
Well, yeah. Well, Four Corners, you could say New Mexico, Arizona,
So
Colorado, or Utah.
Utah,
You'd be,
yeah.
you'd be right on all four
Yeah,
counts.
I was right there. I was just coming up to it, and I threw a rod through, 55,000 miles, and those things always threw rods at 50,000. I got an extra 5 out of mine.
Yeah. How fast were you going?
About 75 miles an hour. It locked up like a
It's not
bad
unreasonable.
dog.
8-cylinder?
No, it
Six?
was a 4-cylinder. See,
Oh,
the
geez.
Chevy Vegas, the problem that they had is they were aluminum block, and so they overheated real bad. And it was in 70, I can't remember. Mine was the one that they came out with that didn't have the steel sleeves inside the cylinders. They came out with that the next year, and I was in the service, and I was headed back home because my father was having emergency surgery, and I was trying to get there, and my mother had to come and rescue me, and she'd never towed a vehicle before, and I see Mel showing off his.
I like that case.
Yeah,
That's
a
new.
nice case. Yeah, the case that I've got is one that I won from Mel. So, she's told me she's trying to drive 75 miles an hour, pulling me, and she's driving one of them big V8 Ford, Galaxy 500s, and pulling that little Vega, and I have no power. Yeah, I about died.
What's she pulling you with? A chain?
Yeah, trying to just get me into the closest town, and then we came back and we went down Wolf Creek Pass, and
Oh yeah.
her alternator
That's a
went out.
continental divide, right?
Yes,
that's that's right in the middle of the country.
Right, and the alternator went out, and we had to do that. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, no lights coming down that pass.
Oh jeez.
Fortunately,
was it snowy? Was it
No,
snowing?
fortunately, no. It was summertime, so we were
Oh, that's
lucky.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. Mel, did you ever have to use one of those truck speed ramp things when you were driving? You know those things,
No.
those emergency pull-offs.
Yeah, emergency ramp,
Do you know who Harry Chapin is?
emergency escape ramp. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know his song about 30,000 pounds of bananas?
No.
So do me a favor after the show, go on YouTube or whatever, if you have a music service, and look up Harry Chapin. He's the one that sang, I think, The Cat's in the Cradle. No. Yeah. Is that the same guy? Anyway,
Yeah.
he has a song called 30,000 Pounds of Bananas about a truck driver hauling 30,000 pounds of bananas into Scranton, Pennsylvania. Oh, geez. Hey, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
My camera battery just died.
Uh-oh.
That's what's going on there.
Ruh-roh.
Right. Hold on. Let me change over to my. Let me see if I can change over to my. But yeah, it's all about this truck driver driving into Scranton, Pennsylvania, carrying 30,000 pounds of bananas, and then it doesn't end well.
Yeah, I was
That's
sitting there
from
thinking.
Capitol
There you
Records
go.
in
Yeah.
1978.
Yeah, it's one of my mom's favorites. She always played that for me. Yeah, I just switched over from my DSLR, which was on a battery, to my laptop.
Laptop?
So-
Okay. Yeah.
Hey guys, I actually have got to jet here pretty quick. My wife made dinner, and I told her I'd probably be done around 8:30. So
Yeah.
she's kind of poked her head in, and I'm super hungry.
Well, and we were getting ready to close up the show, but Kelly, I do want to thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
I appreciate
be
it,
here.
and
Yeah.
I wished I could get down there. Maybe next year will be a better year, but I'll be there in spirit,
For sure.
And nothing else, I'll call Mel, and we can do a phone chat while you're there, and we can say hi that way. So,
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, and I'm thinking about streaming parts of it too. So I'll stay
that would be
tuned for
nice.
that.
okay,
Yeah.
all right,
All right, fellas, it was great seeing both of you. You're
all right. Thank you.
You're both gentlemen and scholars, and I certainly appreciate the opportunity to be on tonight.
Well, thank you so much for being here. All right.
All right.
You take care,
Adios,
Kelly.
guys.
All right.
We-
Bye bye.
we wanted to visit with you and promote Spinup. So
Yeah,
thanks
and
for
we got to do
joining
both.
us.
So,
Much appreciated.
all
All right,
right,
talk
Kelly.
to you later.
All right, you take care. Uh-oh. I clicked the wrong
You
one.
button.
Well,
Now I
anyways.
gotta watch. I'm gonna kill this audio, turn that audio on.
Where's the right one that I'm looking for? There's what I'm looking for. I had the wrong one set up. And now that he has left, all I'm going to do is just exit that. And I'm going to shut that off in meeting. I'll leave it up. Now I'm going to go ahead and shut it down because that's just bandwidth.
Okay, well it's
yeah, it's
working fine
8:30.
on the output. So
Is it? Okay. All right. Well,
it's just even now you're locking up with me some
yeah.
on.
Well, I had a lot going on because I've got. Let me shut that off. I can shut that off.
And you're running at 1080 also.
Yeah, I'm running at 1080. I had the external going on. I had that going on. I had 3 windows opened up here. And so, yeah, there was a lot of...
Maybe you should do 720 when you got that much going on.
Well, I didn't intend to have quite as much going on, but yeah, I probably will change my output to 720. I didn't have that problem last week, though.
But you know what? I've been watching the stream, and I don't think it's buffered once.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it just...
But every time you lock up on my input here, it's like, well, what's it going to do out there, you know? But yeah, good show. Kelly was a great guest to have.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Yeah, I need to run in there and do something for Judy real quick. But, you know, I think we're at that point. We've had a really good show.
Go ahead and put up your exit timer and
yeah,
go tend to Judy.
I want to thank everybody who came in tonight. Mel, I want to thank you. I want to thank Kelly for being here. And this was, I had intended, let's see. There was one thing I wanted to do, and I'm going to do it now. I can't, but Kelly's off. But this was something special that I wanted to show. And I didn't put any sound with that, but I want to thank you for that, Mel. And next week we'll be back on a regular schedule, and hopefully things will be a little more in control. But with that, I think I'm gonna go ahead.
My show will be the regular time too, probably 6:30, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Okay. All right. So.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody, and I'm sorry, guys, I did not get a chance to say hi to everybody. Steve Carpenter, Chris Hope, Mark Rogers, Mike B, the Drone Ranger, Matt, the Oklahoma Droner, Place It Here, Bob Casey, Drone Shots. Yes, Jody, I did. I think I said hi to you. I don't know if I did or not, but Jim Wallace again, Brent Nunley. All right. Anyways, and of course, Dan. Always good to see you typing your kindest form of insanity that I know in my chat. It's always fun. With that said and done, I'm going to switch it over to the clock, and we're going to count her down, and I'm going to go take care of Judy, and I'll be back with a word in a minute. In 5 minutes, actually. All right? Catch you guys later.
Perfect.
Thanks, everyone, for being here.
the grumpy vlogger. I'll gripe and complain longer. Please do me the adieu and kindly view me on YouTube.
My fellow Americans, I am Lloyd Mendenhall, the Grumpy Vlogger. I am running for President of the United States of America in the 2020 election. I will be running on the Indem Republican ticket. I, along with my running mate, James Boyd from Above and Beyond Drones, would like your support. We stand for nothing, and we won't stand for anything. Remember, bite me. Vote for me, and I will set you free. Paid for by the Grumpy Vlogger Campaign Committee, and I approve this message. Thank you. Okay, we're back. I think I had my mic hot the whole time. Could you guys hear me?
Well, we weren't hearing nothing.
Okay, good. All right, so anyways, I want to thank you, Mel, for being my co-host as always, and I want to thank everybody
Well,
out
thank
there.
you, Lloyd.
Had a good time tonight, Mel.
Yeah, that was a good time with Kelly.
Yeah, I always enjoy having Kelly on. So, okay, guys, you
Yep,
be nice to each other.
absolutely.
All right, I'm out of here. And click this button and pull the plug. Bye, everyone.